The Celtic Forever podcast is a zero advert and zero profit channel. The channel also includes Celtic highlights and player interviews, so join the uninterrupted fun and subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much.
Hello again, everybody. A warm welcome to the Celtic Forever podcast. I am Xander. I've got John here with me today to go through the preview of the Falkirk game on Wednesday night. It's another chance for Martin O'Neill to get another win under his belt. That's what we're all looking for, and for us to go on some sort of unbeaten run. Let's bring in John. How are you, John?
All right, aye. Falkirk doing quite well, aren't they? This is going to be a tough one away from home.
Very, very tough. One of the toughest games of the season, actually. Going to the Falkirk Stadium to play a team that's on form, as you say, John. A team that battles for every single point in this league, and they're doing quite well just now. But we'll get into that in the preview in about 10 minutes, John. We'll run through the bits of news, bits and bobs happening in and around Celtic Park. We'll start with Jocelyn to buy deal is off, apparently, John. I don't know if that's confirmed yet or not, but this is... We spoke about this, or you spoke about this on the last podcast, the political side of this transfer coming from an Israeli club, something to do with the club's owner, etc., blah, blah, blah. We don't want to go too much into anything like that, but the main thing for us to talk about, John, is the Jocelyn to be, or to buy, whatever you pronounce this guy's name, deal looks to be off.
It seems that way. I think that's one to please the political side of the Celtic fan base, but I had a wee look at his compilation clip. Looked like a half decent wee player, but I can't see that one happening. I think the board are pandering to the fans for once with that.
Looks like it, John. Looks like it. I can't see that Bhoys signing, but of course we're just talking about news as it breaks, if you like, and gossip rumour. So, as it stands, the deal is off anyway. To buy or to be won't be coming to Celtic. Okay, we'll move on, John, from a bit of good news to the next bit of good news. Jota, John, looks as though he's going to be out for the rest of this season. Unbelievable, John. We knew it was going to be a long-term injury anyway, but we're all sort of hoping for the end of January, maybe mid-February. But I don't know, it's broke not that long ago, actually, that Jota could be out for the rest of the season. But we've not had him all season, so it's not much of a miss, is it?
No, really, no. He wasn't on form anyway. I thought he was quite poor leading up to his injury. So he might come back a better player, like we talked about in the last podcast. But I heard Martin O'Neill talking about it. It's looking like he's out till the end of the season.
Yeah, it's just all good news this season for Celtic, isn't it? It really is. Also, I'm being sarcastic. But one wee bit of possible good news, I don't know if it's good news or not, is that Stephen Welsh, he's getting recalled from Motherwell. John, his loan spell at Motherwell done well there at Motherwell, actually. Motherwell, really good footballing playing team. But he's been recalled back to Celtic. John, Martin O'Neill wants him back at Celtic, and he's been recalled.
I was never a big fan of Stephen Welsh. You heard me saying it numerous times before he went on loan. I'm not a fan of Stephen Welsh. But he has got good attributes as well, though. Stephen Welsh, brave as a lion, never ever shut a tackle or anything like that. Brave as a lion. And if anybody can get the best out of him, it's Martin O'Neill. So it might be a welcome addition considering we're lacking in centre-halves.
Yeah, exactly. Big Dan Murray is the only other cover we've got there, isn't it? So it's Welshie back at Celtic as cover with Big Dan Murray, and your main two obviously is Trusty and Scales in the centre half position. So it does give us that wee bit of extra cover, I suppose. But obviously Martin O'Neill spoke earlier on today, he says signings are imminent, John. So you've got to take it from the horse's mouth, I suppose. If he is saying that signings are imminent, then signings must be imminent.
Well, we'll wait and see. I'm never too hopeful. I don't think Martin O'Neill sounded too hopeful either, to be honest with you. I mean, he did say there was things happening behind the scenes, but you don't know what's true and what's not true. He's not going to go into details like that, you know.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to say as well, actually, John. But we're not going to sit here and start talking about rumours. There's absolutely no point. And you're all over the place. This guy's signing, that guy's signing, blah, blah, blah. We don't want to go into it. There's no point. It's pointless. We'll talk about it when it's concrete and it's just about to happen, or it's over the line already. That's when we'll talk about it. But there is various players there, John, like to Celtic. As you say a second ago there, John, Martin O'Neill's not going to talk about it, so we're not going to talk about it. We do, during the close season, talk about gossip and rumours. We do that, and it fills some time. But no, not in the middle of a season, John, when we're wanting players in the door, and then you get disappointed when they hear that they're not signing, etc. So there is signings on the way. We don't know when. We just need to, like every other Celtic supporter, just need to wait and see what happens. Now, John, we mentioned Jota there. Could be out for the rest of the season. Where he is or not is another story. But I think it is looking that way with his cruciate ligament damage. I just wanted to give a wee update on the other injuries we've got at the moment. We always like to do this every 4 or 5 weeks, give a wee update on the injuries. So Jota, the rest of the season. Callum Osmond, but he's looking at early March. So there's been another 3 or 4 weeks added on to his recovery with his hamstring injury. Carter Vickers, he's looking like April, John, mid-April, which is more or less the end of the season. And by the time he gets, match fit, etc., it's going to be the full season for big Cameron Carter Vickers. So his Achilles injury is going to keep him out to the end of the season. Iheanacho, on the other hand, is looking as though he could be back maybe too soon for Falkirk, John, but maybe the weekend or the game after that, the European game after that. So he's going to be another week or so, big Iheanacho, so that's good news there. His hamstring injury is healing up a bit quicker than the other guys. And of course, Alistair Johnston, he's going to be early March. So it's still another 6, possibly 7 weeks for him. Alistair Johnston, we're really missing him. Another hamstring injury. So that's when he's at 4 or something, hamstring injuries, long-term hamstring injuries. So again, John, no great news, is it?
No, there's no great news surrounding Celtic at all right now. The only good news we've had is Martin O'Neill came back, and we get rid of, I keep forgetting his name, Nancy. We get rid of him.
Yeah.
So that's the only good news we've had for I don't know how long, but look, Stephen Welsh coming back might be good news actually, considering how the defence has been the last couple of months.
Yeah. And John, we did say a few weeks ago, actually, on one of the preview podcasts that, it was, I think it was about 2 weeks ago, just before the transfer window opened, we did say, should we recall some of our loan players? And looks as though that's exactly what the board are doing, recalling Stephen Welsh, possibly from Motherwell. And, we've still got other players out on loan as well, John. But the main one for me was Palmer, Lewis Palmer, John. Should we consider bringing him back as well? I know Yang's doing a bit better just now, but Forrest, he can only play about the 25 minutes or so each game, so it gives us a wee bit extra cover on the wings, especially with this signing to buy or to be now off, John. I think we should be looking at bringing back Lewis Palmer.
To be or not to be?
I'm sitting here with a big wig on.
I've heard about that.
It's not to do with it to be or not to be, man. You just do it all the time.
Well, there you go. Anyway,
Palmer, we think, John. I think we should get him back.
I don't know. I think Celtic should be looking at bringing in fresh talent. We're looking at freshening the squad, to get some new wingers in, or a new winger in. But like it says, we're lacking in wingers, but it seemed last season we were over flooded with wingers. Now we're lacking in them. It might be a good idea to bring him back. Look, I don't rate him. I definitely don't rate Palmer. I never did. I thought he played okay for his first couple of games for Celtic. Then he just looked like a right dud to me, Xander. I don't rate him. But he seems to be thriving where he is, so Martin might look at that. We'll wait and see. Me personally, I would just give it a body swerve.
Okay, fair play, because time's getting on this month now, John. We're no longer at the start of January. We're now in the middle of January, so time is moving along rapidly, and there's games being ticked off. Every other day. We play on Wednesday night. That's another game ticked off. We're closer to the end of the season, so we do need bodies in the door. That's the way I look at it. Whether we've got a lot of bodies in the door there, John, that are not good enough as well. That's why we're struggling. So, the more bodies in the door, the better, as far as I'm concerned. But you're right, John. I think it is a case of the squad needing freshened up with fresh talent. But they do say that the January transfer window is the worst transfer window because players are more settled at their clubs. They want to see the season through, all that kind of thing, John. So, what do you think, John? What do you think the transfer window in the January? I can't remember it as ever getting a top player in January.
I was just thinking while you were talking about it, Lubo Moravcik.
Right, was he a January? I didn't even know there was a winter January transfer window way back then. I thought it was just constant signings. I didn't know. When did the January transfer first start? I don't know. It doesn't matter, but I just can't remember. If Lubo was one, then yeah, what a signing that was. And there'll probably be one or two others, John, but I just can't remember off the top of my head.
I can't remember. When it comes to when we sign players exactly, my memory kind of falls short there. But I just remember Lubo scoring for Rangers in his second game, I think it was, for Celtic. He scored a double.
Yeah, against Rangers.
And that was winter time. Or I can't remember exactly when it was, but I'm sure it was a winter time game. I could be wrong there, by the way. I could be wrong. I'm just checking it right now.
No, it's just the giant. Lubo was a long time ago. That was way back in the early 2000s. I just can't remember if the winter window was even a thing then. If it was just that you could sign anybody at any time. Remember the days, John? You could sign a player any time you wanted. There was no transfer windows.
I think that was at that time. You could sign a player when you wanted, because I'm reading it right now. 27th of October, 1998.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, the good old days, John, wasn't it? Good old days. But anyway, I just can't remember a top player coming in January. I'd need to look through the record books for the signings in January. So it's a very, very tough time to sign top quality players. The summer's normally the best time to do that, isn't it? But there's a lot more players moving about, looking for new clubs. But we'll wait and see what magic Martin can dig up, John, this January.
Well, we'll see what happens. I wouldn't hold my breath right enough with this board when it comes to loosening up the purse strings.
Yeah, the priority is definitely a striker and another centre-half. And the first thing we look at is a winger. You've got to wonder, who's looking at these players, who's suggesting these players, John. Wingers, when we're desperate need of a striker and desperate need of another strong physical centre-half, and we start looking at wingers. Anyway, let's get into this Falkirk game then, John. Wednesday night, Falkirk Stadium, 7:45 kickoff. Should be on Sky Sports. I've not even checked it, but it should be on Sky because it's an away game for Celtic. John Beaton, he is the referee for this one. Beaton, the man in the middle, and Grant Irvin, he is your man on the VAR. What do you think so far, John?
Well, I'm not going to even make comments about referees right now. I think we've got more to worry about than referees. But look, it's never a good thing when you hear the name Beaton in charge of a Celtic game. I can say that much. But I don't think he's bad as a couple of the other ones, to be honest with
you. Yeah, that's it, John. It doesn't bother me, actually. Beaton used to bother me, but, Celtic need to get their own house in order before we can start moaning about referees again, to be honest with you. I think you're right, John. 8,000 capacity this wee stadium. I don't know how many tickets the Celtic supporters will get. Probably a couple of thousand, if even that. But a very tight wee stadium. Good atmosphere in the Falkirk Stadium as well. But I was going to mention the competition there, actually. I think I will mention it just now. Correct score, competition, get your guess in. for your chance at 3 points. Correct score on that league table, left-hand side there, all regulars. Get your guesses in for that. Good luck with that, everybody. One guess each into the comments to win the fantastic prize at the end of the season. Colin sitting there proudly at the top with 12 points. John, Falkirk won 3 out of the last 4. As you said at the very top of this podcast, that they're a team on form, and they are indeed a team on form. John McGlynn's got them playing some decent stuff.
Aye, by the way, Falkirk, the allocation for Celtic, 749 tickets.
Was that it? Dear, dear. Yeah. Yeah, it wouldn't be the case if they weren't doing so well, John, would it? You know, if people sitting there with a couple of thousand, but because they're sitting, you know, nearer the top end of the league, the fans all clearly want to watch their team. That's fair enough, I suppose, but yeah, it's not a great allocation, that, is it?
No, really, no. But it's only a small stadium, remember, 8,000. Teams like Hearts only give Celtic about 300 tickets or whatever it is. So, in comparison, it's double what we get at Tynecastle, I suppose. But, by the way, well done in getting the correct score competition right.
Yeah, 4-0 Dundee United, and we're not even mentioning the Dundee United game, John. Maybe we were done that in the end. Great performance there, Martin News' first game. Yeah, 4-0 I got it. I think I was the only one that got it. A lot of close calls, you know. There was a lot of time left when that fourth goal went in to score another. And somebody did say, I think it was Paul, went it, said 5-0, so he must have been gutted with that one. So better luck next time, Paul. Yeah, John, yeah, you're right. It's a decent allocation, I suppose, for an 8,000 capacity stadium, 700 odd tickets. But then you look at Livingston, John, who gave us 3/4 of the stadium. And I know Falkirk are not going to do that, but you know, I was sort of looking for more like the 1,500 allocation for Falkirk.
Well, apparently, Celtic would be on about 2,500 for a cup game. But when it comes to the league, 749 tickets for every team. So it's not just Celtic that get treated like that. Obviously, that's their allocation for every club. So there you go. That's just something we need to live with. 749 diehards will be there, Xander.
Yeah, that's it. That's exactly the case, John. And it's a game where, you know, the 700 odd supporters, John, will need to be heard. Their voices will need to be loud. Because we're going to need it. You know, we are a team off form, although we beat Dundee United 4-0 at Celtic Park under Martin O'Neill's second, turn in charge this season. It's going to be an away game, John. It's going to be a lot tougher. We need the backing of the supporters. Falkirk, as I say, a team on form, John. 3 wins in the last 4 games. Celtic, that was just the 1-1. Before that, we were losing games right, left and centre. But we're going to start somewhere, I suppose, and why not get the second win under Martin O'Neill against Falkirk. So we are looking to go on some sort of a run here, John, aren't we? 6, 7, maybe even 8 game unbeaten run.
Something we've not done for months. It's going to be difficult for Celtic picking up confidence for that kind of thing. And winning breeds confidence. But look, it's a tough game. Falkirk are sitting 6th in the league. They're doing really well. Points-wise, they're on 30 points. They've played 1 less game than Hibs. So that would take them up to 33 if they beat Celtic. So John McGlynn will be eyeing that, Xander. He'll be eyeing that 5th spot.
Yeah, of course, John. Absolutely, he'll be eyeing that spot. As you say, John, 6th in the league with 30 points. It's a decent return so early in the season, John. With 15, 16 games still to go for them. And by the way, they've played the same amount of games as Celtic, haven't they? So, yeah, this is both the teams' game in hand, if you like. Okay, let's go through some details on the squads. We'll start with Falkirk since they're at home. They've got 5 out for this one. John, Gary Oliver, he's out. Jamie Snedden also out. Lewis Nielsen out. Ross McIver out. And Thomas Lang also out of this one. So 5 out for them. So that's quite a wee chunk of players out for Falkirk, John. But I think these 5 are also missing from the last game, John, the Falkirk win against St Mirren at the weekend there. I think they were out for that. So they're going to be just as tough, I suppose.
Aye, look, if they can turn over St Mirren easily enough, they can. I think St Mirren are a half-decent team. I think Falkirk, by the looks of things, they deserve to be where they are. I mean, they're a form team. And we're no form team right now. Celtic are just with Martin O'Neill coming back, hopefully just starting to pick up confidence. I'm sure they will after that 4-0 win, which again that Celtic absolutely dominated, by the way, from start to finish. I think Celtic had like 85% possession in that game or something.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what you get from a Martin O'Neill team. So Falkirk, I mean, they'll be up for the fight, but they'll certainly get a far tougher game than what they would have got if Nancy was in charge.
Of course, John. Absolutely, 100% agree with you. And, you know, it's a game where, you know, if we do turn up like we did against Dundee United, it does put us back up to second place. There'll be no fireworks, there'll be no celebrations, there'll be no parties like the Rangers, John. We will do our celebrating when we win something. Hopefully that's at the end of the season with our league trophy. But it does put us back up into second place. But any sort of win, John, even a 1-0 puts us up to second place. And we hope that St Mirren can do as a wee turn against the Jam Tarts, who are, by the way, were extremely lucky against Dundee at the weekend. Apparently a world-class save from Craig Gordon to keep it at 1-0 to Hearts at the full-time whistle. And I think you had one each in the predictor on that one, John.
I think I did. I think I had a couple right in the predictor this week. I'm not too sure. I know I got one right at least, but you get one as well, by the way. So the main one. But
Yeah.
I seen that save. I think the Hearts goalkeeper get sent off, and then Craig Gordon was in between the sticks, and he made a fantastic save last minute of the game. It could have finished one each, but look, it's not to be. It is not to be, and there you go. Hearts still 6 points above us in the league. I'm sure we'll claw that back, but depending on signings in this January window. But I'm quite confident we can claw this back, Sander. I'm quite confident we can go in and win the league. I said we'd be in the top of the league by Christmas time, and we should have been if it wasn't for Celtic and the ridiculous decision bringing in Nancy.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say while we were talking there, John. Nancy at the club. Nobody wants to hear that name. I certainly don't want to hear it. But we need to talk about it. You think of the Rangers' last three games, a win against Nancy's Celtic, but everybody was beating us, and then a back-to-back league games against managerless Aberdeen, no manager for the last two games in 4 days, I might add, against a managerless club. Easy for me to say. Managerless club, John, in Aberdeen. So absolutely pathetic. What we need now is for Rangers to come up against, you know, a half-decent team. None of these teams with no manager and Wilfred Nancy Celtic, John.
Aye, well, this is it, isn't it? I mean, it's just your luck of the draw, isn't it? When you come up against teams, have they sacked their manager or not? You don't really seem to see that a lot with Celtic. They always seem to be coming up against teams when they're in form. No, all the time, right enough. I wouldn't say Dundee United were a form team, by the way. I thought they were quite poor. It's either that or Celtic were like Barcelona. Oh, sorry, Motherwell.
Yeah.
But look, Aberdeen, I said to you, and you says as well, we both predicted Rangers would beat Aberdeen, and they did. I just have no confidence in Aberdeen anyway. I just think they're one of the worst teams in the league, to be honest with you. I think they're really poor.
Yeah, very, very poor, John. And it doesn't get any tougher for them this weekend, the Rangers, because they're at home to Annan Athletic in the Scottish Cup. So, yeah, it's plain sailing for them just now, John. We've got all the tough games just now, and we're trying to get back on track, I suppose, as well. You could look at it that way. Anyway, John, it's about Celtic, John. But, you know, some teams are getting an easy ride of it just now, and we're getting it really tough. You know, Dundee United and then Falkirk away doesn't get much tougher than that, does it? Anyway, let's me quickly run through the Falkirk team, John. Gives you a wee minute to think about what you think the start lineup's going to be for Celtic, right? Bain in goal, Lissai, Allen, Henderson, McCann, Spencer, Cartwright, Yates, Tate, Miller, and Stewart for Falkirk. That's my predicted lineup for the Bairns, John. What are you thinking, John? What will Martin O'Neill go with this time?
I just hope Bain doesn't come back to bite us anyway. Good goalkeeper, Scott Bain. A wee bit short, right enough. Maybe a couple of high shots into the top corner might be the one to beat him. But
Yeah, we can't even lift a free kick over a wall, John. What chance we've got of beating the what chance we've got of beating the goalkeeper in the top corner, you know? We definitely need to get that sorted, John, don't we? Like somebody that can hit the ball direct for a free kick. I know I spoke about it the last time out, but it frustrates me, John. It really does. A club like Celtic Football Club haven't got a free kick taker.
aye. The free kicks are always hit right at the wall, aren't they? Or into the back of Rose Red or whatever. Hopeless, really bad at taking free kicks. Celtic have been for years.
Yeah.
But they need somebody that can take a free kick. But it's not that often, really, is it? Celtic get free kicks outside the box, to be honest with you.
Yeah, we do get the peppering, shall we say, of free kicks. And as you say, I think you said the last time Celtic got a free kick outside the box, you go and put the kettle on. So that's actually quite accurate. And that's what you do. You just know that nothing's going to come from it. But the starting lineup isn't going to be much different, I don't think, John, from the Dundee United game, because we've not got much option just now. You know, you've still got any actual injured. Sriracha still out injured. Tanetti came back and played a wee blinder against Dundee United, actually. He played well against Dundee United. So I suppose that's an added bonus. We've got him back and then he played Dyson through the middle. Johnny Kenny didn't get that start against Dundee United. So he might mix it up, John. He might mix it up for Falkirk. What's your guess, if you like, for the starting lineup?
I know Schmeichel's carrying a bit of a knock, but I think he'll still start. I think the experience is getting him starts in the game. He's a big name player. Everybody knows Schmeichel. Every football fan around the world knows Kasper Schmeichel. Big name player. I thought he was okay against Dundee United, actually. But it will be Schmeichel with Liam Scales and Austin Trusty, Kieran Tierney, and on the right hand side that can be. I thought Anthony Ralston was going to start that one. I thought he was a cert, and he never started. I think you got the starting lineup right, apart from one player actually against Dundee United.
All right. Yeah.
Who started?
It's because there's no many options, John. You know, you sort of know what the team's going to be into it.
Aye. Who started on the right against Dundee United? I can't remember.
On the right back or the right wing?
The right back.
Right back was the new boy, Ruggio, started.
Ruggio, aye. Oh, he was solid in that game.
Yeah, he was okay. Yeah.
I'll go for him. I'll go for a Ruggio. So Schmeichel, Trusty, Scales, Tierney, and a Ruggio.
Yeah.
But
he was decent. He played well.
I thought he was really good, very composed. So centre of the park, Cal McGregor, of course. Engels with Hatate. I just think Hatate is just no for me right now. I think he's not been shown his best for months. I think it should be Nygren starting, to be honest with you, but I think he'll start with Hatate. McGregor, Hatate, and Engels up front. He might go with the same front line again. Dyson through the middle, he got his goal and celebrated it with enthusiasm.
I know. You wonder what's going through the boys' head, didn't you?
I know. It's it really gets in my nerves that when I see a player scoring a goal and just puts their head down. It really gets in my nerves. But I think he might start through the middle anyway, with Tanetti on the left and Yang on the right.
Yeah, that sounds a bit right to me as well, John. It's more or less the same team, isn't it, than they started against.
It's exactly the same.
Yeah, exactly the same, John. Unless he goes with Kenny up front, that's the only other thing I can see he would maybe change. So, okay, we'll wait and see, John. Before we get into the predicted lineup and a very small midweek predictor, John, we'll catch up with the weekend's predictor and the midweek predictor on Friday when we do the build-up to Rotten Lake Talbot game. We'll go through the full predictor. I think you said you got two and I got one, but we'll confirm that for Friday, right? But we'll do a wee midweek one as well. But before that, I just want to quickly run through the fixtures, John, coming up in the league. In the cup for Celtic, we've got obviously after Wednesday night we've got Auchinleck Talbot away on Sunday, I think it is, John. Sunday. So we've got Auchinleck Talbot on Sunday, which is also going to be tough, that wee tight stadium. That's a 5:30 kick-off on Sunday. Then we've got Bologna on Thursday, John, in the Europa League. Forgot about that, actually. That the Europa League, where we actually do still have a chance to qualify. But it's away from home. It's in Bologna, John. It's a 5:45 kick-off. And then it's the big one, John, next Sunday. The big one. And it's probably, I'd go as far as to say this could be a league decider. We've got Hearts at Tynecastle, John, next Sunday.
Aye, that'll be a tough game for Celtic, that one. But like I keep saying, it's a Martin O'Neill Celtic. It's never going to be easy against a Martin O'Neill Celtic. He had a fantastic record against a half-decent Hearts team back in the day, Martin O'Neill.
Yeah.
But he had better players, let's be honest.
Yeah.
But we're looking too far ahead with that. But that is a potential. It just depends on games leading up to that. St Mirren against Hearts and all that stuff. Look, there's still a long way to go in the league. There's still, for Celtic, 17 games to go.
Yeah.
So there is still a long way to go in the league. So I would maybe looking a wee bit too far ahead to start calling league deciders, to be honest with you. Bologna, I'm not that bothered about the Europa League, to be honest with you. Still like to see Celtic doing well. Auchinleck Talbot, that'll look after itself. Cup game. Right now, we can only look at Falkirk. The most important game out of them all right now is the Falkirk game. That takes us to within 3 points of Hearts should we win it. That's all we can say right now.
Yeah, that's all we can say. And by the way, if Hearts do beat us, they go 9 points clear of us, so you can talk about it, John. It's not a crime to talk about it. And actually the game after that, John, and that's even further ahead, is at home to Falkirk again. So very closely compact games against Falkirk as well. But as you say, John, it's a way down the line. Let's concentrate on this Falkirk game happening on Wednesday night. It's all happening, isn't it, John? It's just as well we've got Martin O'Neill steering the ship, I feel like, because can imagine we're having all these tough games with Nancy still in charge. So my goodness, doesn't even bear thinking about, does it? Right, prediction then, John. Prediction time. Away to Falkirk on Wednesday night. What do you think, buddy? What's your score prediction?
By the way, I'm sure I go to the Hearts game right 1-0, and I got a draw right. Livingston against Kilmarnock. That was my two results I got.
Yeah, I've not even looked at it, John. All I know is I got the Celtic game right because
Well, that's all you got.
Yeah. So
that's all you got. Don't worry.
Yeah, well, I got that one. That gives us 3 points in the league table, puts me right up there. But
9 points.
I've not even looked at it, John. I've not even looked at it, to be honest. We'll deal with all that on Friday. And we'll add the midweek one up as well, so we can. What's the current score again? Is it 19-12? Did you say?
21-13.
21-13, is it? Right, okay. 21-13, 19-12, whatever, John. We'll add it all up because we've got these midweek ones to do as well. And starting with the Celtic game, then, John. What do you think?
Well, look, before I even say it, but you got the Celtic game right. That's the biggest one. That's well done, Xander. That's 3 points on the board. That takes you up to 9 points. So right up there, right up the top with the big guns like myself.
Yeah. To be honest with you, John, it's been so tough for everybody this season. Three different managers. One of them managers twice in 18 games, you've got to remember. It's unreal. It's unheard of territory, isn't it? So it's very, very tough for anybody to get a Celtic score prediction. Normally you can say 3-0, 4-0, blah, 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 but we're conceding goals right, left and centre. We've also got a lot of defeats in the season as well. So it's very, very tough for everybody in that league table. But no, we've got Martin back in the helm, John, and hopefully the scores will settle down a wee bit to something a wee bit more recognisable, I feel like.
Well, let's hope. Let's hope. You might be able to predict these scores rather than have Nancy in charge and it's all the other place. I mean, I've known their score prediction right for a couple of months, I think. Celtic games, I mean.
Yeah,
that's how bad it's been. So anyway, leads us on to the Falkirk score prediction. For me, it's going to be a very hard game. I'm not going to beat about the bush with this one. I think this is going to be really, really tough. They're on form. They're flying. They're full of confidence. Celtic just maybe coming out of the shock of having Nancy in charge. I think it's going to be close, Sander. I'm going to say 2-1 to Celtic.
Yeah, just because Martin's in charge, I'm going to go with the 3-1 to Celtic, John.
I was going to say that. I was going to say 3-1, but I think it's going to be closer. I hope you're right and I'm wrong, 100%. Yeah. I've just got a feeling about this, you know. Packed Stadium, the game's sold out. It's a sold-out fixture. The Falkirk fans will be right behind their team. Cracking support at Falkirk, by the way. They get right behind their team. I just think it's going to be a tough night for Celtic, but I think Celtic maybe just have too much. If they perform like they did against Dundee United, Martin O'Neill in charge as well, of course, the players are going to play for him. I'm going to call a close game, 2-1 to Celtic.
All right, fair play. I hope you're right, John. Honestly, anyone, it's got to be anyone. We cannot afford to lose any points, to be honest with you. And that's including the Hearts game coming up, John. We cannot afford to even draw that one. We need to go out there and we need to beat them. But we've got the right man in charge, like we've said a few times already, John. Right, just a very small midweek predictor to add to the weekend's one. Hearts against St Mirren on the same night, John, Wednesday night.
Hearts have just got beat. St Mirren just got beat by Falkirk. They won't be in the best frame of mind. Sitting down second bottom of the league, I think they are now.
Right.
It's going to be tough for St Mirren. But look, they can show up when they want to, St Mirren. Sometimes they show up and they put on a cracking performance. But I think Hearts will be too strong for them, Xander. I'm going to say 2-0 to Hearts.
2-0 to them. Yeah, to be fair, I know we don't like the Hearts supporters that much, but they're doing really well, John. You've got to give them the credit they deserve. But for this occasion, I'm going to say the 1-1 in that one, John. That's just in hope more than anything else. Okay. Just 2 minutes to go then, John. Brownies Ayr United against Stranraer on Tuesday night.
Oh, I don't know, man. That's a kind of local derby kind of thing, isn't it? Ayrshire derby sort of thing.
Yeah.
Although Stranraer's quite a bit away from Ayr, right enough.
Yeah.
How far is it? About 30 miles or something?
Yeah, it's a fair old bit between them. But Stranraer is a fair old trek, you know. It's a fair old journey, that, to Stranraer. But as you say, sort of the same road, isn't it? It's out the same way, if you like. But Bruni, John, a lot of games were postponed at the weekend there. We didn't even get the chance to get that bonus game with the Celtic B against the whoever it was they were playing. I can't even. Who was it? Strollers, was it? Strollers.
Aye, that's right.
Yeah, we didn't even get the chance to get that one. So that game was abandoned as well. So gives us a wee chance to do the 1-1, I suppose. There's not even a game I could give to the listeners that I could put into the league table as well, because Celtic B aren't playing and the Celtic women aren't playing either. So I couldn't even add one of their games in. So it's Ayr against Stranraer, John.
Why don't you give them the Hearts game?
What do you think, John? Because we do owe them a game. We do owe the listeners and the regulars a game in that league table, but it's normally just like Celtic games, isn't it? Celtic B, Celtic women.
Well, there's only 2 games on, really, 2 Scottish games on. So I think you should go for it. Give the listeners a chance to get an extra 3 points. Hearts against St Mirren.
Yeah, go for it then, John. Yeah, if you're listening this deep into the podcast, we're going to give you a second chance again. Hearts versus St Mirren at Tynecastle, folks, to get a bonus 3 points that you missed out on at the weekend there, unless that game is also abandoned, John, because I forgot to actually mention the weather for the Celtic game against Falkirk, John. It's actually to start snowing at kick-off. So starting with just like sleet, and then as the night goes on, it's to turn into heavy snow. That's the forecast on Tuesday night anyway. But the game's not till Wednesday. But the forecast for Wednesday night is snow for kick-off, John. So, you know, that's if these games go ahead as well. But yeah, we're going to give you an extra wee chance. The Hearts versus St Mirren game. So get your guesses in, folks. One guess each into the comments. That's the Celtic game and the Hearts game. Good luck with that. And by the way, these stadiums have under-soil heating, don't they? So the game should be okay to go ahead, I think.
It should be okay, I'd imagine. I don't know. Falkirk's got an artificial pitch, isn't they? So don't know, maybe need to go with the brush for that one. But look, this is a one-time offer to the people in the league table. It's a one-time offer because we gave you a chance with the Celtic B. You missed that because the game was cancelled. So here's your chance here. It won't happen again this season. So, well, you don't know, it might happen later on in the season, but we don't do this often, everybody. Get your guess in for the Hearts at Mirren game. One-time offer, chance to get 3 points.
Yeah, exactly. It's a bonus, isn't it? Double bonus. And I've said 3-1, you've said 2-1. John, you sticking with that since there's 3 points at stake?
Oh, that's it. You talking about the Celtic game?
Yeah, because this is also for 3 points. No, it's the Hearts game, John.
Oh, that says 2-0 for the Hearts game.
Did you? Did you not say 2-1? No.
You says one each.
I can't even remember.
I think you says one each for the Hearts game.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm looking at the Celtic game, John. Yeah, you said 2-0. You sticking with that?
I'm sticking with that. I'm sticking with 2-0 to Hearts.
Right, okay. And I'll stick with one each actually as well. I wrote it down. I'm looking at the Celtic scores, thinking it's the Hearts game. Unbelievable. All right, John. Ayr against Stranraer. What do you think, buddy?
I'll go for an Ayr United one if the game's on. Ayr United to win 3-1.
Stranraer, Ayr at home, 2-0 to Ayr United. And last of all, John, it's the Rangers in the Scottish Cup on Friday night to an Athletic. What's your thoughts there, John?
Friday night.
Night. Scottish Cup.
I love it. They always get these very tough fixtures in the Scottish Cup. And an Athletic. And an Athletic. Easy for me to say.
We're having a bad day.
Having a really bad day today, innit? And an Athletic. Been to that wee stadium. I'm going to say 4-0 for the Sevco.
It's going to be something like that. And it's the usual. I mean, John, I did check the home games that they've had in the League Cup and the Scottish Cup, and I think they've only had like one tie away from home in the last. Apart from any time they've been to Hampden, they've only had one away tie in something like 10 games or something like that. I checked it the last time. I can't remember what it was, but it's dreadful, absolutely dreadful. And here they're at home again, and I'll say 3-0 to the Rangers, John. Okay. That wraps up.
I was going to say you can give them 10 ties at home if you want. They've only won one trophy in the past whatever amount of years.
That's but getting all the wee digouts that they need, John. Don't worry about that. Was there no penalty against Aberdeen the other night as well? I'm sure there was when they were struggling.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think there was. Anyway.
I watched about 5 minutes of that game and switched it off at 0-0. That's how confident I was.
Yeah, Aberdeen are dreadful. They really are. At least when we played them at Celtic Park, they still had a manager, I suppose, John. That's the one way of looking at it. Right, John, that's just about wraps it up for us then. Just a wee final sum up then, John. A comfortable 4-0 win against United takes us into Falkirk Stadium on Wednesday night. Sum up for us, John.
The 4-0 win does take us into the game with a wee bit of confidence, but is there enough confidence in the players? Will they be thinking tough away venue? The players know Falkirk are a form team. Fans know Falkirk are a form team. Full house. Falkirk fans are pretty good. Look, Martin O'Neill, very experienced manager. He'll give the players exactly the right instructions that they need to get that game over the line. That's my thoughts on it. But you've got to bear in mind, this is one of the tougher away fixtures in the league. I think we'll get it over the line, though, Xander, marginally.
I totally agree with that, John, because we need any sort of win, anyone at all, on Wednesday night. Whether it's 1-0, last second penalty, something like that, it doesn't matter. 6-0 win for Celtic, who cares? We just want that win so that we are now second in the league table and pushing Hearts, of course. We're hoping for some sort of result there at Tynecastle as well against St Mirren. Hopefully, wee Robertson can do us a wee turn there for St Mirren. If not, at least we've won our game, John, and that's all we can do.
This is it. I mean, you've got to remember as well, we're third in the league, we're no second in the league. I mean, Hearts, I were looking at catching them, but you want to get back into second. because you don't want to be sitting 3 points behind Sevco. You definitely don't. And try to catch them, because I think that'll give them even more confidence than what it would give Hearts.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, they're picked up the form. And Hearts are sort of still getting the results just now, John, but no performances. Very lucky to get that win against Dundee, but sometimes you need that luck, don't you, if you're fighting for a league title. Celtic have had plenty of luck over the years, John. Last minute goals, etc. We've had it, and we've now got the right man in charge, John, to bring that luck back, hopefully. So whether, as I say, John, whether it's a 5-0 to Celtic or a 1-0 scrappy last second winner, we'll take it all day long. And we'll be back on Friday to do a reaction to that game, and we'll do the preview to the Auchinleck Talbot game, John. So I'll see you on Friday, buddy.
See you Friday, Xander. Hail, hail.
Thanks, John. Hail, hail for now. Catch you all very soon.